day
Hmm.
um, that I confessed to the priest. I'm not gonna lie, I went to church today and I straight up went to the priest after,
Yeah.
and I told him I was like, hey, I took the Eucharist, which is the blood and the body of Christ,
Yeah.
and
Check, check, check. One, two.
I felt super heavy hearted, just super heavy hearted because I hadn't confessed in a while. And when I say a while, I mean like 4 years.
Wow.
So I was like, you know what, like there's just a couple things that I feel like I need to give up before I start devoting my life completely, like 100% back to what it is like that my faith like withholds, you know?
Yeah.
The standard that I hold myself to.
That you want to
And
uphold in the relationship with you and the Lord.
exactly. So I was like, you
Yeah.
know what, like I need to reconciliate. I need to I need to completely like just confess because it's weighing heavy in my heart. Like I can't have Jesus in me. Like I can't take the Eucharist and then like still be like heavy-hearted and like deep sodded,
Yeah.
Hey, yeah,
into the
I
heavy
know this
thoughts.
ain't the time for it, but at least Jesus is in you, not the Pope.
Why, shibling, shibloink. All right. Continue.
But apart from all things, it's just more of like a thing where I went and he was like, yeah, he was like, I'm gonna like just let the people sort of dissipate, let them leave a little bit, and so that way we don't have people like coming up to me like and asking for me, because you know how people always ask for the priest's blessing before they go for the week and to
Yeah.
make sure that they stay safe and
That's usually like for like a good 30, possibly like up to 40 minutes where they just still there's still some people lingering about.
yeah. And I took my chance to revisit like what I had missed for years, the sacrilegious, um body of Christ, seeing the altar, seeing it, like how everything was formulated. I took Annette, um, my wife. I was so happy because she was raised Protestant,
Hmm.
and she was raised off of one of those faith church mega churches that you were talking about, and it's scary, man.
It is.
It's scary because I want to see the best for her, but it's not gonna be easy either. I have a lot of battles right now, but that's why I said in the chat, like, you know what? Us as believers, these are the type of battles that we go through.
Hi, chat.
These
The
are the
Lord,
spiritual battles that are
the Lord,
challenged.
the Lord says we battle not against flesh, but against I think it was principle or doctrine.
Exactly. Exactly.
And
Exactly.
that's what we had right now. It was I feel like right now when me and Derek were like talking, it wasn't a battle about strength. It was a
Yeah.
battle of ideology.
Of ideologies, yeah. Of like who has the correct mindset.
Uh-huh.
And that's one of the reasons why I tell Derek all the time, I'm like, Derek, you're stubborn and you're arrogant, dude, because you think you're right and you like don't budge at all. You don't have an open mind. And he's like, "Oh yeah, right. I'm the one without an open mind." I'm like, "Bro,
You's ready?
you're taking this all as a joke." And he was like, "Bro, what kind of joke?" He's like, "Doesn't look like I'm you know, you remember when we were chatting it up?
Yeah, I think I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, the Burger King joke and all that stuff, and I was like,
Yeah.
uh, he's taking it as a joke, you know? And that's what bothers me because I see the work that you do and the amount of perseverance and the amount of effort you try to put into actually talking to him and telling him good faith and good news and actually getting him to listen to what you're saying. And it gets to me when he takes it as a joke or when he's like, you know what? He just like pushes you off instantly. He's like, you know what? This is exactly why I don't talk to you about this, Dan, or like that, or whatever it is, or something that triggers him. But you
You
want to
know,
know, so you want to know something?
yo,
I feel like the only reason why he continues to post things and he continues to do all these things is because slowly he's regaining some type of fear towards the faith that he's trying to develop.
You
because we're
know,
talking more and more and more about the Word of God.
that's the. I agree with you to like a huge. I'm behind it like 100%, to be honest.
Because he keeps
Um,
doing it. Like it's persistent. He keeps trying to like
Counter it.
de yeah,
Days
he's trying to
nuts.
counter it like continuously, like no, like this is wrong, like this is why, or like reasons as to why, it could be wrong.
Reaffirming it.
Exactly, reaffirming his choice that he had already stated to begin with. And
Yeah, dude. The
I feel like there's a sign to that.
Like I
But
said, I had I'm not so sure if it was from a video from Truth Unedited, or
uh-huh.
I think it was some pastor just off of a clip I was watching,
Yeah.
and the pastor had mentioned about marijuana. He just used that as an excuse, and he said, well, not the excuse, but he used that as the example, right? He said that when there was a youth that was coming to him about wanting to become right with the Lord, the youth had told him, like, does that mean that I have to like give this up? And he pulls out a doobie, right? Like he pulls out a joint. But the guy's old, right? Like he says, like that's how we used to call them back in the '80s, a doobies, a fat one,
Yeah, who
right?
doesn't call them
This is,
doobies?
well, I guess the people here in
Yeah.
California, they always come up with a slang like every 2 months.
Well,
Yeah,
they're
a
fucking
joint, a
doobies.
Z, a
Yeah,
fucking
Zaza. I think
yeah,
that's.
whatever it is.
But long story, yeah. Back to the. We're digressing. So the pastor tells them, he says, listen. You don't have to change everything to be right with the Lord. When the Holy Spirit is with you, because it's not that the Holy Spirit is going to be the Holy Spirit will only be with you once you're cleansed. And he said a very good example. He says, when you're ready to go into the shower, do you have to clean your body before you go in there? No,
Wow.
as you're being
Exactly.
washed, you the things that with the things that you and the Lord will deem that's unacceptable will eventually come off as filth.
Yeah.
That's not, yeah, like don't. And yeah, that example was such a very like that's a powerful example because
Yeah.
I feel like the way how we can get to people is if the more simpler we can use these analogies, the more we can get with people. Because I genuinely thought that Derek would be like taunting me when he says like, "I see, I don't understand what you're saying." And at first, I genuinely thought like that he was just like he did understand because I do identify his intelligence, you know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do acknowledge it. So I could be swearing like, bro, I know you're probably just taking the piss with me.
Wait,
But
who's
after
this
like
for?
it's huh?
Who's Rick?
Rick Sanchez?
No,
Oh,
it's
Rick
not.
303. Oh, that's the guy
It's
that taught
not
me about
main
that.
continuity. Because no,
No,
main
but you were
continuity
saying
Rick's
you
C137.
you were saying?
Yeah. So after after him actually like copying and like repasting my messages of text, do I realize, okay, I think I could be very airheaded at that point and go like, oh, it looks like my speech is too much for you. But like I now understand, okay, it, my speech or my grammar, my choice of words may be a little too difficult or maybe a little too intricate for some people at times.
Yeah, yeah. That's too
And
like just
so
because you're thinking this in your head. Remember, you're not speaking it. You're just typing it out. So it
yeah,
might not come out completely literate to the people that are around you trying to understand what you're saying.
and that's the thing is that yeah, just yeah, just to say it like that, yeah. But I do acknowledge, from what I do understand, because he's done it so many times that I would have to second guess myself, and I would think like, am I very incoherent in what I'm saying? But after proofreading it, like, no, like this is grammatically correct of what I'm the choice of words and how I'm saying this.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So, but so I figured out that the most effective way how I can get my point across at times is starting to use examples, analogies,
Yep.
because that's something that's universal. It's like why did the chicken cross the road, right? Like, something as simple as that, you know? You can kind of get the message that's being conveyed right off the
Yeah.
bat.
Yeah, yeah.
And
You
so
you you
I
get the You get the idea behind of
The
what's
point
being
is,
told, you
yeah,
know?
the point comes across more
Yeah,
effectively when it's done like
yeah,
that. And so that whole
100%.
thing, the whole thing about do you need to do you need to clean yourself before getting in the shower? It's like that's a very powerful and easy one to use right off the bat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's one of those things where, we all have personal struggles, and the Lord
Yeah.
understands that, you know?
But that's why I
And
feel like the Holy Spirit, the more we're introducing it, the more it's already working within all of us. You know?
mhm,
It doesn't like if you're still continuing on with your ways that may not adhere to the way of the Lord, that doesn't mean that the Lord has abandoned you or that the Lord is not with you. He is already working with you. So you need to figure out how to implement it, like how to just really pay attention to what the ruach and how to allow it to guide you, bro.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
For
exactly,
real.
exactly. How to guide you
So
from where, it is like internally.
so getting back to it then, after the traumatic experience, I had gone to, I guess you would say that I went to a Christian setting
Hmm.
right
Like
after the whole
a
traumatic.
Protestant setting.
Yeah, I went to a Protestant setting, and it was actually Derek's sister is the one who recommended it to me because I had
Hey,
broken
chat.
it down to her. I broke down to her, and she was left in tears, man. Like that was something I thought I'd never see out of her. But looking back on it, and like just having discussions with the people that were living at that home at that time, do I realize that it wasn't just me that was seeing these things of uh, supernatural
Eh,
origin,
yeah,
but
like
it was
entities.
it was like on the surface of reality, it affected the hell out of the people that were living in that home in
Hmm.
many ways. That's why I say is like demons are they're leeching off so many people and they're not aware of it, dude.
Yeah, there's
It's
people
like,
blinded to it.
and so I had gone to a Christian Protestant setting, but with the intent because after I explained it to her, and like like Jesus Christ, like that's an insane amount of things that she must have been aware of as well because she was living with us at that time during those events, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
So I think that's where we went. I started going to the church, and I started a 7 year relationship with the music group there, right?
Hmm.
I considered them family. They took me in, they accepted me, and vice versa. However, I'm not saying that they were inherently bad, but they had like their own agenda. They had their own agenda because it was an entire family that was running that church.
Okay, so it
And
was a
so
family-led church.
yeah, and so here is the deal: is that I had originally my original intention to be there was to seek information about what happened to me, bro. It
Hmm.
wasn't there to just be part of a church. It was to be a part of a congregation. Like I genuinely, almost as a soldier, saying like, "Hey, I saw some stuff that's pretty downright wicked. How do I combat it?"
Yeah. Hmm.
So sure, but at that time, it was more or less you're part of the church and welcome, like spread the love and positivity. And so I have seen that facet of religious organization as well as the few times of my upbringing I had also experienced Catholicism, right? And I what is Gnosticism is? Agnostic? Derek?
You asking me what is like? What are you asking?
What's being agnostic?
Agnostic? Well, if you're agnostic, that means that you believe that there's a God, basically. But you're, I think, hold on, let me see.
I guess I was
This is
agnostic.
specific. This is specific, like definition. Hold on, I'll look it up for you.
I went from Catholic to agnostic to just blown out atheist. And then in some case, during that horrible thing, right?
Oh, okay. So if you're agnostic, it's like you're. It says a person who believes that nothing is known or can be known of the existence or nature of God or of anything beyond material phenomena. A person who claims neither faith nor disbelief in God. Someone who's Gnostic is basically they know for a fact God is real, kind of. Yo.
Sergeant!
What up? I read your message just as I finished painting the xenomorphs.
Dude,
Nice.
I had seen like a fucking notification from PlayStation, and it said that you had like started a party, and I was like, oh, I guess he's on. But yeah, no, Sergio.
Oh, why not me?
Oh, because Danny, you're not me.
Yeah.
You're different.
I think I'm like 27% you.
Hey, we don't count that. Hey,
We don't-
we don't count that.
But yeah, so I went from agnostic in some
What up, chat?
agnostic going into atheism,
Alright.
and then this is a very horrible thing to say, but I had delved a little too deep into the research of Satanism, just to say that right.
Alright.
Right. So when I was at the Christian setting, I had pretty much, I was armed with the Bible, dude. That was my first time where I legitimately had a Bible with me, right?
For sure.
And so, where are we jumping off?
You're talking to me, right? You're not talking...
I guess I'm just talking to everyone in general.
Oh, okay.
Like, we're in the midst of the conversation.
That's what I thought.
So I pretty much had armed myself with the knowledge of what it is that was happening around me. I started heavily studying scripture. I think that's been like one of my most favorite pastime, is just the pursuit of studying, the pursuit of research, the pursuit of knowledge, pretty much.
The pursuit of happiness.
Not for the intent of like claiming knowledge or like for like to boast myself, but rather for the genuine interest of learning things, right?
So the pursuit of pleasure.
Yeah, I got so much pleasure out of it, Kev. Correct.
That much pleasure you're orgasming.
Yeah, dude. At times, I learned about the Spanish Inquisition, and I nutted like
Did
so hard.
somebody say the Spanish Inquisition?
Inquisition. Yeah. So I got with a girlfriend at the time, and just the more I started like focusing on my connection with the Lord and the research of the Bible and just like world history and everything that had occurred, you know, like because you hear that all the time that God was the cause of all this death. If God was around, none of these atrocities would be happening.
I do not believe that.
So I challenged that because you hear it growing up.
Yeah.
You hear that as like the main excuse for people that don't want to believe or just genuinely don't really care about it. They'll like to push it, but they never like to challenge it any further or challenge themselves. Moreover, and I guess that's where I'm saying that's the difference that I wanted to make, is I wanted to really test it. You know,
For sure.
coming as an atheist, what is it, right? Like, I want to understand what the hell is it. But on top of being an atheist, I already had been witness to some things that I genuinely did not have an explanation for.
For sure.
And so,
It'd be like that.
after a while of being like knowledge, and I had realized my main pursuit of the congregation of the church is not to be in a building. It's to the congregation, and the church is considered the people of God, not the building, but rather the people of the Lord are considered the church. Yeah. So that's what it is. That was the main significant thing about going to church, is for the people, not for. It's for being there with like-minded people. It's a very difficult thing, because it seems like I'm just reiterating the fact of what a church is.
Sergio, look at this guy!
Unless you understand the nuances, are you really able to distinguish what it is that I'm saying? And so I had left the church because I found out, it's like, okay, then,
Oh shit, to the left.
I feel like this is not inherently good for me to just become obedient to a church, to become obedient to the practices and tradition of of what man and the products of what man wants me to do that corresponds to their organization, rather than the betterment of a relationship with the Lord.
And
Because at some point,
you know.
mind you that I live with a family that held the church, right? So I knew I was very personal with them. You know, like they were considered family, and I to them. We lived for like 7 years together in that sense. But I had enough of that at that point.
Oh
Like, I just realized that
I got
there
you,
was
Sturgill.
Thank you.
so much wrong in it.
Well,
There is a lot of wrong in it, and it may not. I'm not saying that it's inherently bad, but to the betterment of one's
There's people
personal
that
journey with the Lord, it's not.
I got him. Oh, over here, over here. Never mind, I'm good.
Oh, I got the other guy.
It's a really hard. It's a really hard. It's a really hard topic to discuss.
To your left, sir. They're breaking the roof.
Oh,
I agree though.
Leading up to where I'm at right now, I had now. The more I kept researching, the more I understood there was the faults of Islam, the faults of the beginning of Catholicism, which is, I believe, it's from Rome. It was the only thing. It was the only thing left standing in Rome, was the organization of the Catholic churches. And that's not, you know, it's like we can delve into that topic sometime, like some other time later. But it's not by coincidence that while everything, including the paganism in the entirety of Rome, the only thing that was left standing that had so much influence and that still retains an incredible amount of influence over the world is the Catholic Church. Then you have,
their own state.
and then I started researching more into it. It's like, okay, then if these people are in control, are they inherently good? Is there anything that may be that could possibly?
But nothing is like, you know, true good or true bad, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would say if they're worshiping the devil, I would just inherently just say that that's just bad all around.
Pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure if they're fucking doing that in the name of the devil, then it's stay clear of it. That's kind of the point that I was driving across of saying is that, yeah, there were several instances where there was fathers back in the late 17th century. No, back in the late 18th century. No, 19th. It was during the 1800s, which would be the 19th century. Just kind of mysterious, alongside the way how Jeffrey Epstein and all these people that were kind of whistleblowing, how they're like murdered or they commit
suicide. He didn't get to whistleblow that dude. They fucking murdered that motherfucker.
The Vatican has done a lot of things that don't necessarily correspond to things that are necessarily for the betterment of the people of the Lord. And so that man, or that father...
What I think it's crazy is the amount of like scripts and literature they've just hidden from the public, and just
that is
so
that's one injustice. But getting back to it, the man had mentioned that deep within the Vatican, they had begun worshiping the devil and performing occult sacrifices.
Oh shit!
I heard a lot about that shit. The bottom levels are crazy. Oh, the Vatican.
And so
it's like
that. It's not
I don't know any of this.
That's the thing.
God damn.
That's the thing is that as long as men exists, we will be prone to the desire of power. I'm not saying that we are like that, but a huge majority of men are obsessed with power, and that's why.
That is true. That's
why the
not everyone. Not everyone. Yeah. Great majority.
Not everyone.
Yeah.
The people that are, And so
that is a problem.
It's
that's
not
why
that
we can't have nice things.
It's not that I follow Christianity or Catholicism.
Yeah, for sure.
Those are the only two known religions.
Follow your own truth.
Well, those are the only two known religions that I had followed or practiced. But I realized where the discrepancies came in each one.
Yeah.
With all these discrepancies, it's very easy to fall subject to the next upcoming religion after a calamity, which is already proven by the Lord. It's all in Scripture. The Lord has mentioned that after the world is brought down to its knees, the world will reform under one leadership, one doctrine.
That's gonna be soon, my boy.
That's gonna be the age of the Antichrist, my guy.
The world is ending. And
So you like everything that the Lord has prophesied. It has continually he has continually proven himself correct, even through scientific discoveries that further implement or further confirm, what these believers of God have been pretty much proclaiming for generations. You know, for me it doesn't trigger me, but like it's
alarming.
It should be a wake up call for all these people that still don't.
That's why it's alarming. Like, it's a wake up call. Alarming. Like, that's what I meant by alarming.
It's alarming. It alarms you.
Yeah.
It alarms me. It's like that should be alarming to the people that are willfully deciding to not follow the Lord.
Come towards me. I got Peely's plunder.
Like, more proof when the Lord resurrected and there was the non-believer that says I don't believe he is.
Well, it's because like,
and the Lord says,
shakes the earth.
Like, do you see the holes that are within my hands?
Yeah, it's just that. It's like you have your proof to them; they have their own like proof. You know.
It's like saying that. It's like the ignorance of Family Guy, where Lois's like fat killer brother Patrick. When Lois was in so much denial, and Brian's like, "What about that half-dead fat guy?" Patrick.
I don't remember that one. I don't remember that one, my boy.
Oh, he just says it, Patrick.
You're right. I don't remember that one.
Well,
I know the.
That's how I feel. That's just going on right now. It's like, how in the fuck are you still going to be so ignorant? How long? But it's typical, because that's not from my judgment, but it's because of what's already told in the Bible, how the people will be, not just of what occurrences, but it's so intricate. If only people opened up the damn book and started reading, and that's what it aggravates me.
That's because, like, you have your proofs, they've gathered their own proof. That's what happens when people have, like, different beliefs and
free will.
What proof?
Like, you said you did your own, like, search, and you use... People take different meanings and things.
And then take different paths and get different answers.
And that's
an obvious differences. There's the obvious truth about the Euphrates River. There's an obvious truth about the red heifers.
You gotta remember, there's people that just, like, would believe things without reason. Yes, you can put it that way.
This just makes that's kind of like a...
Over here. Coming towards you.
I feel like the nation of
Israel... People who believe that the earth is flat, you know?
The entire nation of Israel is not just like a small select, like we're
it's a group. And
the entire nation.
It's a group of people that gain a belief, yeah.
The entire nation, like, this isn't world news, it's not just like one particular like set of belief. And that's the thing, it's like, that's if you trust the news as well. Like, how are we to know for sure if this is genuine or not?
Sometimes it is, but sometimes the world has come to that point where you don't know which one is which.
Dude, did you guys know that there's a country or whatever that because of the language that they have, they don't perceive the color blue or something like that?
What the fuck?
It's like a culture thing. Yeah, dude, and it's just like it's like a psychological thing that happens.
Nah, what?
It has to do with like language dictating your perception of things. And I was like, what the fuck? Okay.
That's why
I need to look for it. I need to look for it so that it gives you the actual details. I thought it was cool though.
So they can't see the color blue?
They can't. They don't.
They can't perceive.
Yeah,
they probably see it, but they don't have.
It looks like a different shade of blue for some reason.
No one has explained what blue is to them, pretty much.
Yeah. That's why like blue is. It's because blue is such a rare color, and like
it is.
Everywhere, that's why like peacocks and what's that other animal that's blue? That's why they're regarded like so highly, because blue is like very rare in like the natural world.
The common bluebird.
It reminds me.
What
Yeah.
about the blue sky?
That
What about the blue sky?
You see, that's an illusion.
That's green.
Well,
No, they're saying that they
it
see the
looks
color,
blue.
they just don't
Looks
know
blue
that it's
in my
blue.
sky.
They don't.
They
They
never-
probably don't call it blue. They probably call it like light green.
Yeah, that's
In their language, they probably don't have a word that directly
Yeah, they
translates to
don't.
blue.
kind of like the villages that are away from the world that have never encountered COVID at all. And they
Those
just
lucky
like
bastards.
I found something else. So I looked up people that can't perceive blue because of the language,
That's
and it
because you
says
died from it, my boy.
look at why ancient civilizations couldn't see the color blue. Ancient civilizations had no word for the color blue. It was the last color to appear in many languages, including Greek, Chinese, Japanese, and
Oh,
Hebrew.
okay, that makes sense. That
In the
makes sense.
Odyssey, Homer describes the wine dark sea. According to one linguist, every culture begins with words for dark and light. The next color described is red, then yellow and green, and finally blue. Does this mean, as this video, let's see. No. Does this mean, as this video by Tech Insider asked, that you really can't see something if you don't have a word for it? That may be the case. The Himba tribe in Namibia has no word for blue. In an experiment, psychologist Jules Davidoff studied the Himba and concluded that without a word for a color, it is more difficult to differentiate that color from others.
Over here.
So even though I color blue, we may not have noticed it. We may not have noticed it was unique until much later.
That's
I'm
why.
having a hard time reading because I'm hearing my echo and it's fucking like throwing me off a little bit.
Yeah.
just focus on your voice.
That echo.
That's basically it. So I guess they just have like a harder time differentiating that color from other colors
Play again.
because they don't have a word for it. Like that culture doesn't have a word for it, so I guess for some
My feet are
reason
fucking cold.
you just can't perceive it. Or they can perceive it, like their eyes can perceive it, but they just what did it say? I already
Top of
forgot.
the hill. Top of the hill, righty.
They just can't perceive it because they don't have a word for it.
Yeah, they said it was like harder for them to differentiate the color between others because they don't have a word for it or something like that.
Huh.
Ah, psych, juked you.
Oh, they're over here.
Bro,
Don't they?
what?
Oh, okay, I'm going.
Fuck, they sniped me.
I ran out of ammo, guys. I'm sorry.
No, you're all good, bro. These are some good games.
How dare you, Danny?
I ran out of
Yeah,
ammo.
how dare you?
How dare you do something out of your control?
How
Yo.
dare you not ask us for ammo?
Hey, no, don't do that. Don't bring it back once.
How did I do that? Oh, dude. Sergio, I threw a random grenade. Well, I didn't throw a random one. I cooked it and I threw it into the thing.
Nice.
And I got one person right away, but then like a little bit afterwards I got another kill, but it was because like I guess I damaged the car enough so that it blew it
okay.
up after like a little bit. Hooray for cars!
Buddy!
Audi Nupple. You finna try to catch some finna Call of Duty finna matches?
What, lag?
Is that a yes or no? Audi.
I think I'll pass.
How
Wow.
dare you?
You want to play Fortnite,
How
Eddie?
dare you?
Sure.
Oh yeah. Let me invite out real quick.
What do you want to do in a fort? God damn it, my boy. You want a nut in there? Oh, I got nutted
I
up.
want to spend the night in the fort with you guys.
Oh.
Aww.
In the fort.
Yeah, you guys gotta be.
They don't call me,
Oh shit, sorry Sergio, I didn't fucking mention. Oh!
they call me Dad, that's what they call me.
I can't invite Adi to the Fortnite party.
How dare you?
I think he's turning on his PS4.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what, Addy? Just leave. Just leave.
Alright.
Go on, get
Leave
Get out of here.
I messed up so bad.
Oh, I
I
couldn't
keep on wanting to get these fucking cooked grenade kills, but Yeah! I missed.
I'm
Ah!
gonna join
I got triple kill.
PlayStation.
Nice, nice.
But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at right now.
For sure, for sure.
Just seeing how things are a little bit sketchy, and they continue to become sketchy as the Pope was one of the main orchestrators for the
There's someone in the...
unification of
And also
2018.
I got him.
fiddler.
Of the what?
This.
Sorry?
So I said that's. Fuck, it's kind of hard talking, to be honest. Just okay. I'm gonna try
Breathe,
to
Danny, breathe.
I keep getting thrown off.
What do you get?
Oh!
Off of?
Yeah, interrupted.
Is it the screams of my death?
Nah.
Yo, so as I was like, oh, fuck!
Yeah, I completely it escaped my mind what I just said right now.
You're talking about the unification or something about the Pope talking about
that's why-
the coexist
yeah,
movement and...
Wow, Derek,
executed.
You pay
Oh, I let
attention to
go.
what I say.
What, you think I'm just here just that dense, bro? I listen, like, despite, like...
Whatever you just said, yeah. But yeah, it's not just with the Catholics, it was also the modern Orthodox Jewish leaders, as well as the leaders for Buddhism, Taoism,
What?
Islam.
I
all
like
of
Buddhism
them-
and Taoism.
All of
They're
these,
nice.
religions across all nations,
They do
pretty
be
much
nice.
joining for the main intent of unification, for peace on earth, and the glory of one.
That should
God.
be the goal of Earth.
It's
Just peace. Peace among
It
Earth.
sounds great, doesn't it?
Peace in the Middle East.
That's exactly where I'm saying. Man, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, where people are misinterpreting, thinking that the Lord is for this, when in reality, the Lord Yahusha are true.
Why would he
Lord
be
and Savior.
against it, though? Like, literally, there's
Why
just a
is he-
bunch of, like, language barriers, like, that have been, like, established, I guess, a lot of cultural barriers, and it's just a lot of, like,
What's going on from the back?
Derek,
just because, the reason why I'm saying...
I think I've explained it to you before, like in our personal conversations back then, that this is exactly what is already, like I'm telling you, right? That the Lord and what He has told us, what is going to happen.
Dude,
and
the thing is, like, these are all, everything that you get from, like, Christianity was written by a man, dude. Like, it was,
Bro,
like, without a doubt. And
That's
everyone,
a
like,
bad
on the
excuse, dude.
world, everyone, no, it's not. No,
it is.
what do you think?
It's a really
You're so quick to fucking just butt in, bro. You're not even letting me fucking say. Exactly. Everything is written by God. Everything. That's why He's the divine creator. That's why He's created. He's the creator of all, dude.
They were the
Don't you think Taoists were inspired too, dude? Like, divinely inspired? You fucking have, like, oh, no, they're just cut off from the connection to the divine because they live in a different part of the world and they speak a different language, dude? That's ridiculous.
Derek, I'm gonna tell you this, bro.
Go ahead.
What we know right now, right? What we know right now is very little to what we knew back then 40 years ago. 40 years ago, okay? The only thing that has changed drastically from this point on is that people have switched their terms of researching from books to, and that's even for the common man, because I believe that the true people that are actually still researching are not, on their fucking, they're not looking this information on Quora or on Google, right?
Hey,
because
yo.
that's just a platform.
Hey, yo, mystery
Yeah?
solved. Mystery solved. The Loch Ness
What up?
monster is nothing. It's nothing more.
It's
than
a whale
just-
dick.
Yeah, it's nothing more than just a whale
Yeah.
penis.
It's a dork.
Conspiracies exposed.
Oh shit, there's people over here.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
Is that ours? It is.
Before whale penis.
Yeah.
The full book of penis.
Oh. About
We were talking about.
it being written by man. I say
whale
that's
penis
just
was written
that's
by a man?
one of the most easiest phrases to deflect.
And I'm not saying that to like discount what it actually says. I'm saying that
What's the purpose of
the purpose is because like, all right, these people were like
All right,
trying
hold on. Please let me interject. I want to say this very clearly right now. Please, no one interrupt what Derek is saying, and please, no one barge in what I'm going to tell or say afterwards. Okay? I would really like to just hear Derek out and have a civil conversation without any unnecessary reason for emotions to flare up right now. Continue, Derek, please.
No, you're saying something.
No, I interjected you to say this, to point this out. No bullshit jokes. No, like, please, we're having a discussion right now.
Okay, so I'm sure that the Bible was written by good people, you know, like, and they had like an understanding of life, and they were like, what's it called, divinely inspired.
Wait. One more thing. Let me get paper so I can jot down your how do you say that? Your points, right? So I can note it down.
Sergio, by the fucking restrooms or the porta potties. They're right there, right in front of you. In the corner. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Dang it.
You tried
Written by morally good
Didn't tell me.
good morally people with well intentions.
Yes, and I'm sure like they had like it's called. Yeah, I don't think that it's bad. I don't think Christianity is bad at all. Like, I feel like I have to emphasize that part, you know, because I respect it. I just don't think that it is the only one that has, what's it called, truth in it.
Further,
Like there are other people and like throughout the planet that have gotten like that have good ideas and stuff and have the same intentions. Like Chris, you read the Bhagavad Gita too, which I think is kind of like I don't know.
I've studied, yes, the Bhagavad Gita.
I've studied.
And you've also held it in high regard, and you switched up yesterday. What's it called?
But no.
It has a lot
It's
of human theory.
Yeah.
They have a lot of the same values as well, and that's the thing. Like a lot of cultures, right? A lot of cultures around the world have the same values, but it's just written in a different language and maybe like just presented a little differently. And
Remember,
go ahead, Sergio.
No,
I think Danny knows this. He's just against all of that, right, Danny? Like, you know that it's all like together. They all want the same thing, basically.
Yeah.
But you say it's for like the devil.
Yes.
There you go.
Because
So he agrees with that.
I can't fight that.
Yeah.
I can't like do anything to change your mind about that because it'll seem like it's just like words of the devil or some shit trying to like.
No. Hold on. I just told you right now to please don't go off on tantrums with emotion.
It's not a tantrum, dude. I'm just saying what's on my mind.
I can tell you that there's conclusive evidence on the roots of these religions that inherently go back to the enemy. I will tell you that, but
that just sounds like some. What are those like hot words or spice words and shit? Like there's a specific name for those type of words. Like where's there supposed to like? Hold on. That's not the right. I know it's not hot words. Hold on.
Waiting on you, Danny.
I'm sorry, bro.
Oh, good.
Play without me, honestly. Kick me out.
Oh fuck.
Like, I'm being very legitimate about that. Just kick me out for the session right now.
Yeah, right. Well, thick.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to find that thing.
I left the party.
Gotta make it trios.
Like, you saying, like, oh, it all traces back to the enemy, like, to me, sounds paranoid. Like, for no reason, like, for me. just because like I'm sure that there's like plenty of Buddhists and all these other people that don't like. I don't know how they would even tie to like the devil or anything. I don't see it.
You know, I
Oh
saw
fuck.
a All right, let me just give you a little example that I saw that just coincides to what we're just
From behind.
to the topic right now, right? There is a study, the scientific study.
Oh no! Ah, they stuck me. Sorry.
There is a study of 5 monkeys, right? That they had placed a banana on top of a ladder, and
I
so
saw
what
it
would
already.
happen- Okay, so
Yeah.
so
And what you're saying is kind of like that, dude.
No. What you're saying is right now that you're saying that you're being paranoid when there's evidence that people were showered with the cold water. The monkeys were showered with the cold water, right? So just because I did not live, if I wasn't blessed to be right there with the Lord, because God picked us to be living in this era, just like as much as that we can research what happened in the medieval ages, in the beginning of
Fucking
Rome,
snipers.
the fall of Rome, the inception of Egypt, the fall of Egypt, and all the lives in between that. We're chosen to be living in this exact specific time, right?
What mostly what I'm hearing is that we
that's
need to accept that we have different views, even though you're like don't agree with it.
That's the coexist movement, dude. That's what I'm telling you, that's inherently flawed.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends?
But like, I'm being very serious about it because
So am I,
I
you know.
wanted
Me
to
too.
be very sincere about the
But I
conversation.
have to laugh at
so- just because.
not laughing at it just because like I'm just trying
It's a
to.
coping mechanism.
Oh yeah, it's a
I
coping
think it's
mechanism. It really is.
That's mine too, yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I say yikes because
That's very.
there's
Whatever, dude.
levels
I'm not
to
even gonna
it.
acknowledge that.
Again, like, we're having a civil discussion. It's not like
Oh, you're
not
saying
that you're
yikes is
laughing at
not
it, Danny.
provocative?
It's not that it's laughing at it. That's not the coping mechanism.
it's something. It's kind of to deflate the. I understand the
No,
community.
it's not that either. It's that it's a laugh
Too
isn't to laugh.
depressing.
No, it's not
times.
laughing. It's not laughing at. That's what you gotta understand. It's not laughing at. That's not the coping mechanism. The
What is it then?
the coping mechanism is the laughter itself. It's not laughing at anything. It's like when somebody dies, you kind of chuckle a little, but it's not. You're not laughing at the death.
Like, there's so much tension in the air. I have to laugh. Like,
The
Yeah.
silence, the tension suffocates you to the point where you need to do
Well,
something.
It's an action. It's an
Suffocating.
action. There you go. It's an action.
Okay.
Everybody has a coping mechanism. You have coping mechanisms. They're just the same, you know.
I get it.
Yeah.
So I felt like, if from what I'm reading, my notes of what I've jotted down, I feel like I got your point across. Is that why is the unification inherently bad? Is that the question that you and Derek kind of have in your minds right now? Like, why would that be a bad thing? Right? Why wouldn't we want world peace?
yeah. Like, and I don't know what answer you could give me that would be satisfying. Like, besides, like, I feel like you're just gonna say it's because, like, something with the enemy, and it's not gonna do the trick for me. Like, that's not enough to convince me that that's actually be something like against.
Right? To
I'm
To
trying to figure
respond to
out. There you go.
to respond to that, hold on. To
I
respond
said
to
go.
that, I feel like that would be everyone's motive, or everyone's well intention, is for us to be under a world peace, right? Even before, as an agnostic, an atheist, Catholic, Christian, at all points, would I say no to us having world peace, right? Because I am I am part of the world, right?
You
live in
just
this-
are just against the process of being by unification of religion. That's what you're against, right?
No.
Or did I get
No.
that wrong?
No. Yeah, you got it
Okay.
wrong. As a matter of fact, I would like to point out one step further to it than your own personal, like, stance on it. I have life that I have that directly stems from me, right? I have children. Your mind switches. Your mind engages to a different frequency, right? When you have children, like it's not just about whatever the hell you're thinking about. It's about the betterment of your children because you want what's best for your kids, right?
Ah, fuck. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for the people that have children that may have had any lingering thoughts about how brutal this life can be,
Up here, Sergio. I search. Oh, never mind. I'm good.
it could be for all I know, it could be a coping mechanism too, because suddenly the world doesn't seem so bad because you want it to not seem so bad. You want it to have hope because you want it to be better off with your children. You want your children to be.
So I can see that things aren't that bad, and I can see that there is hope. Like I don't want to believe it because like it makes me feel more secure. It's just that I know that it's there.
So
in abundance of everything.
It's the crutch of wanting to feel secure. Then
I just said it's not because I want to feel secure. Danny, listen.
Say it again, then.
I'm okay.
You said you just no. We're talking, dude. What do you mean saying you're okay? Derek.
You can just continue, dude. I'm listening. I'm not deflecting.
I just asked you because you just said never mind.
Cheers for that.
Like I said, right? I would be happy to have world peace. I think everyone would raise their hands for that, right?
For sure.
Sup, bitch?
Like, putting religion aside, because it's a very easy thing to just wrap all of this shit up, right? And just put it in a bag of religion. I don't know if you've realized that that's kind of how humans like to work. We like to place things to have some sort of sanity or organization.
And I also don't think that I feel like you think the coexist movement would lead to the erasure of Christianity, which it wouldn't. It's just like
no, I don't care about Christianity. I don't care about Catholics.
Okay.
So I'm throwing that right off. I'm making that very abundantly clear. I'm not Christian.
Okay.
I'm not Catholic. I'm not Jewish. I'm not Islamic.
I understood.
So I have no ties or no special.
But you go by what book? But you go by no book.
I go by the scriptures and world history. Scriptures that's documented, the scriptures that were lost.
Scriptures.
It's not. It's Hebrew
even,
text.
this is
Yeah.
like going way back
Before.
to, like, Hebrew text.
Oh fuck.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. So, it's very simple to pit something as someone or to pit someone as something or an allegiance to this and that.
Oh shit.
But like, there's one claim that you say, Derek, is that we're very diverse, and I agree with you that. I agree with you to that. I agree with you in that sentiment because it is true. We have various likes and dislikes, and that's always
by design.
Right. We keep liking, we keep disliking, and that changes.
Sure.
There are some things that stay with us, things that don't. By design, life begins, it lives, it dies, and that cycle continues. Okay. So the reason why there's an issue, there's a huge issue with the unification of the coexist, because I'm gonna school me. Yeah, school you on it, pretty much, so to speak. Coexist movement. I'm gonna write that down. Coexist. World politics now. How should we put this about the corruption of politicians? That's a broad
That's a
term
very
saying
known thing. That's not very like closed anymore.
That's what me and Chris were saying. That's how diluted we've become as society, because we're so comfortable with the American lifestyle that we can go and say, yeah, that's inherently bad. I agree with Jeffrey Epstein being killed. What? And that's like a
No, I don't agree with that. Like, I don't agree with that because he had evidence of like that could have incriminated a lot of other people, and that's the reason why he got murdered.
He
Right.
could have.
This to save
There was
the
a whole
identities of
like
the
list,
fucking yeah.
and that list was not the whole thing, you know.
Perfect. So you guys are understanding.
Yeah,
That was
we're not.
some- that was
dense.
some-
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you guys straight up right now. What I just mentioned about Jeffrey, what I
Take
just
out the
mentioned
helicopter.
what I had just mentioned about Jeffrey Epstein, was not necessarily the correct thing that I said. The fact that you guys corrected it further affirms of what I'm just mentioning about how we can be fed crumbs of their corruption, of the injustices, of the blatant paganistic satanic rituals, and yet we can still obliviously follow their doctrine just because.
Who said I'm following their doctrine? Or why is me saying that has to do with like, oh, I'm following their doctrine? Just
Okay,
Wait,
I'm gonna go on to this.
you're gonna have to explain that without just saying that.
I'm gonna
Who's
explain
getting
it, bro.
adopted?
Believe me, what was Kev saying?
Who's getting adopted?
I'm getting adopted.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay.
All I can say is you can now finally play baseball.
Yay!
Because once they adopt you, you'll know where home is.
Wow. Oh no!
Oh yeah!
Alright,
Got a thing in there.
Nah, I didn't say oh no enough times for you to say that.
okay, what did I
Hold
say
on, give
right
me a
now?
second. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh yeah!
You're welcome. Thank you.
Alright, corrupt leaders.
Fuck, I missed every shot.
Jeff Epp, right? That's a notable, easy to use example of the modern 5 years. Right?
Ah, fuck.
He got
But what
hella
does that have
canceled,
to?
right?
He got hella cancelled? What the fuck you said that?
Hella canceled. I said that right now. Right? Because that's pretty much what it is. You're being persecuted for your injustices.
Oh no, yeah, that's what
No,
happened.
wait. I think being cancelled and being persecuted are two different things. Because if you're being cancelled, nothing really happens to you. But if you're being persecuted, you might die.
Being canceled as a politician is it's a different story. However, that's it. The point of me bringing up Jeff Epstein is that this guy corresponds to
Wow, we barely won.
corrupt leaders. Corresponds to corrupt leaders, right?
I can see that, yeah.
And I'm using because Jeff Epstein, what was he notable for? Was he involved in anything?
Diddling little girls.
That was on his career.
Oh, I have no idea about his career.
Fucking and killing a lot of kids.
That's exactly what Serge just said, and it's more or less, so it's still the same thing.
That's really all he was known for. Unless you were like in the political world, I guess.
Oh
He
no!
introduced a lot of people to a lot of rich people. Is what happened.
Sorry, wrong
He
Jeffrey.
gave people opportunities, I think.
I was thinking of Jeffrey Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer?
Not Epstein.
Yeah. Same. Man, there's a lot of Jeffs out there.
Yeah.
Name Jeff.
Point is, if we can understand, right? If we can acknowledge that, okay, Jeffrey Epstein was more or less not the after pretty much the fact that they would actually go out of their way to make this a fucking Netflix special for people to just sit down, eat their popcorn, and watch it, so they can affirm or like just pretty much reiterate, like, oh my god, this man was horrible, right? There is this funny quote that John Lennon had said on a talk show host, where
Rocket Man.
I'm not so I'm kind of paraphrasing here. I'm very much paraphrasing here.
Oh no.
The talk show host had mentioned something. The talk show host had mentioned something that had to do with
A big black cock.
I kind of mentioned that we should kind of keep keep it to a minimum.
Yeah,
They're
the talk.
paraphrasing. Where pretty much there was a woman that had asked Yoko. There is a woman that had asked Yoko a question about how is it like being a woman right now with the injustices of the world. This was during like what 1970, right? And so
Yeah,
John
hold
Lennon
that thought, hold
responded.
that thought.
Oh,
Sorry. Hold that thought. Hold on. Sorry. Me and Tito have this thing where if we leave our phones like on its own while
Sorry,
we're
buddy, go
working,
ahead.
we'll put on her screaming song on their phone.
What was that?
Huh? She has a song, I think it's Yoko. She has a song where she's just screaming.
Oh!
screaming.
Yeah, and then if I'm like over here working, I leave my phone on the table. Tito will come and like change my YouTube video to
Oh,
that.
baby, please wait. I'm talking.
Go ahead, Danny. My bad. I just had to point that out.
No, the lady wants. Baby, in a little bit, okay? In a little bit, mama.
Dude,
Please.
go tend to her real quick, man.
We'll wait.
Yeah, dude. Just,
You feel
could
it?
wait.
It's just
We
a
won't
bit
forget,
upsetting
dude.
because
I probably
it's
will.
one
I
thing
have a short
to
memory.
talk.
But Derek,
Yeah, that,
Derek got you. Derek has you.
Oh, the tomahawk steak is ready.
do you really, Derek?
Hello? Yes. Hello?
¿Qué estás haciendo, Gex?
I am here in my room talking to the cousins.
Talking to who?
The cousins on the PlayStation.
Are you by yourself?
Yeah.
Ya está
You want
el
sandwich?
steak, pero si no te lo comes ahorita se va a enfriar y ya no sabe bueno.
Okay, ahorita voy.
Come on, para que acompañes a tu mamá también, para que comas con ella.
Alright, for sure.
So said that now you already ate.
Okay. I'm gonna back out, Sergio.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna just go you real quick.
Hey, for sure.
Gotta take care of business. You'll know I'm back when I talk.
For sure. Yeah! Damn! Ah, son of a bitch. Shit.
Kev.
You done.
Dang y'all, I knew you started.
Oh shit, what you got, my boy?
I have to go quickly do something.
Alright, alright.
My mum literally said in the chat, "Love you, my son."
Wait, in your, game or?
Like, actual live chat, my mum put something in there.
Yeah, in your stream live chat?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So it's just gonna be on the corner of my screen.
Hey, yo, that's viewer interaction, my boy.
That's viewer
She
interaction, that's content.
yeah, she helping you out.
That's content.
Fuck. What have you been up to, Kev? Besides gaming?
Hungry, but I don't know what I can make to eat.
I believe in you, Kev. I believe that you can.
Can what?
I don't know, but you can.
Can not find anything to eat? Yeah, of course.
Shit. Got me there.
Oh, what the fuck?
Why would you do that to me, Kev? After
Why
everything
would
we've
you
been
say
through?
you can?
I believe in you.
Believe in me to be hungry?
And after all that, I still...
But I still love you.
What was that? Oh,
When your wife steals the last cookie,
oh fuck.
starts crying.
Dude, that's happened to me so many times.
And you just start making his painful cry. Shanks.
What the fuck? Where'd it go?
I mean, personally, I'd suplex her, but that's just me. Oh, you...
Ooh, yes, thank you. I got Peely's plunder. Anybody want some treasure?
Yeah, I heard Piccolo was in Fortnite now?
It's a
Yes,
guy from
sir.
Fortnite. They had to do my guy dirty
You
like.
know that guy from Fortnite?
He will now be known as the guy from Fortnite. Gohan from Fortnite.
We need to go on.
Let's pay extra for that.
It's gold already, bro.
Oh, fuck.
The black one?
Y'all coming for this treasure or what?
Beast mode? I don't know, man. I haven't kept up with Gohan.
Yeah, I know.
Is it when he's Super Saiyan but with more electricity? I don't remember, my boy.
Hey, yo, I got Peely's plunder now, so come get it.
No! Fuck, there is a trophy system, and I need points for my RPG. And it disappeared just as I got there.
Oh, hell no, that's mine.
Fuck.
Peely's plunder. Straight up, everyone's telling you. Peely's plunder. Yeah, but come...
I don't know who's Peely, but I'll plunder him.
I'll plunder his thunder.
Oh shit, my track.
Damn, bro, I never knew you were crazy like that, bro.
Oh, you won't even know.
I don't know who Peely is, but I'm trying to plunder. No.
Aw. Stand right under it, yeah?
Yeah. I am that strong. I'm an
Yeah.
African. I'm holding that shit with my head. Shotgun the Nimbus. Call dibs on the Nimbus.
What time is it? 8? Oh shit.
There's a right here. My cape majestically flying in the wind. Downed one. I don't know. It's coming. Keep me covered, wife. Keep me covered, wife. You got this, bro. You got this. Double healing. Chew. Jump on these jellyfish, orange. see you teabagging behind me. What?
Garbanzo beans.
Hello, hello. Boys, but I'll hop off right now.
Sounds good, man.
Alright, guys. Have a good night.
You're right.
Feeling.
Thank you.
Had him after you. Fuck. Where we're dropping. packing. We going over Frenzy? Do you mind getting your feet off me, Shanks? Move. Come on. Mister, come on. Come here. Come here. Come on. Now stay. Cheers.
I call the capsule. I'm right above it. Let's see. You could wait. What? I only want the Nimbus. You could have that.
Yeah. Hey, yo, cheers. Ken Church. Or Ken Crunch, something.
Oh yeah, vending machines. Yeah.
It's like y'all forgot about vending machines.
Oh wait, was that yours, Daddy? I thought that's what you were dropping for the Comic Con. I was like, oh yeah. I should have asked. Really? Oh, okay, yeah. I only have 12.
I've got 36, I'll chuck you some. There's 15 rounds ready for you.
Cyclone?
It makes you like, it's like a rift fish. Gives you the rifting abilities. Did you collect the shotgun ammo? I marked it on my purple ping. All good.
the last 10 that I need.
You would say it.
No. I always see like near gas stations and stuff. That's where I always see those lockers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
They're actually coming this way. They're coming this way, buddy. I knocked one. What a fucking guy. What a guy, bro. Classical OG shit right there. Yes, bro.
What a
Thinking that
Chad.
it would take me out, bro. Like, yes.
What a
That's
Chad.
what I'm saying, bro. Fuck, I really need health now, though. Motherfucker.
Yeah, let's head for it.
Oh, you fucking...
Give it like a ping. Alrighty.